Right, hello everyone and welcome to the stream. We are about to start on Darkest Dungeon, so give me a second. I was just testing it to see if it works. It works, let me just quickly restart it. And then we'll be on our way. There it is, the red hook.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
And there we have it. I wasn't sure if I needed to actually show the intro. A lot of people know it, but it's such a great intro, and you gotta let Wayne June do his thing, right? So, with that said, hello and welcome back to the stream. I've been considering my options for what to stream next, and I figure, let's have a look at Darkest Dungeon. Darkest Dungeon is a great stream game. A lot of people enjoy playing and watching it. It's because it has such a strong element of unpredictability. So, you know what? I've installed a few mods, like a few new classes. And what I'm gonna do is gonna start a Radiant version. That means it's slightly quicker and easier. And we're just gonna have a look at those and see if we can make some serious progress. That's not a nice name for the estate. Let's give it a... Sure. Alright. If you're interested in the mods I'm gonna use, you can see them right here. Mostly just new classes. I have no idea what they do. I decided not to research them too closely because I love that element of surprise. Right, well, mods are installed. Yeah, yes. So let's go at it.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling, serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient, pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
Well said, well said. So this is the tutorial section. Already my connection is not great. Ah well. So here we are. Reynold and Dismas. You always start with these two guys.
Run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
I'll turn down the game audio a bit now. I'll trust anyone watching to inform me if the balance is right.
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
So Darkest Dungeon is a turn-based tactical RPG, a dungeon crawler with some roguelite elements.
Give them no quarter.
I think it doesn't need an introduction, but I still always feel tempted to give one anyway.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places. An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Yeah, let's stun this guy. We don't want him to cause us any trouble. Let's see. Is it showing my Steam notifications actually? Oh, the game was a bit misaligned there. Let's pretend that didn't happen. The game is now in its proper place. No idea how that happened. Let's just wait. I'm gonna check on stream if it's correct now. Whoops! Professionalism. So, let me give you a quick rundown of Darkest Dungeon. It's turn-based, so characters go in turns depending on their speed. This little icon next to their bar shows how many actions they have left this turn. So no one now, so a new turn starts. Each character has a set of 4 moves. You can choose which ones to take. They have more than 4 possible ones, but they can only take 4 of them. And each of them can be used only from a certain position and affect only certain positions. There's 4 positions for us and 4 for the enemy. So you'll always need to think about how your characters are positioned, how the enemy is positioned, and so on. The Bloodletter will, as his name implies, bleed to death now. So let's wait until he's out of our way.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Yeah, you'll notice he used a different attack, Rushed Shot, because he's at the front, which means he can't use his normal attacks.
Obliterated. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
That chest is trapped, so let's not actually interact with it. Right, they've both leveled up to level 1, and they've gained some quirks. So quirks can be positive or negative, and they affect the game in small or great ways. That's bad, so he always has a slow first turn, but he scouts more in the warrens. He's gonna die more easily, but at least I can buy armor for a lower price. Not great. But I think they always come with the same quirks, these guys.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Alright, if people do watch and chat, I will name the characters after them, but until then I'll just think of...
Most will end up here,
yeah.
Covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Merciful oblivion.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Right, so the stagecoach is where we
Women
get
and
new
men,
heroes.
Soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear. More arrive, foolishly seeking fortune and glory in this domain of the damned.
Alright, Lanquatot. Lanquatot? We gotta embark on another quest, but first let's call this doctor something. What shall we call her? Bird mask, so feathers, whatever. And then there's this priest lady, Vestal. Who's apparently a manslayer. Let's call her Angela, why not? Well, it's time to embark on our first mission already.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
The usual suspects, yep.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Alright, let's try this. Be curious, be careful. Good advice. Well...
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
This shouldn't be too much trouble. Yeah, just these little skeleton fellas. Wow, that was awkward. If you hated missing in RPGs, you will doubly hate it here.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Yeah, so when monsters die, even though they will no longer fight, obviously, they will still have a place in the battlefield in the form of a corpse.
Destroy.
which preserves the enemy's the order in which the enemy stands. So that can be a bit of trouble. This is why there are special skills that clear out corpses too.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Depending on the situation, your team may be surprised by the enemy, or the enemy may be surprised by you. Come on now, guys. We need to be a bit more accurate than that. She needs to get out of here right away, because stress is one of the other major parts of this game. So if you'll see the little white bar, your characters will build up stress.
Back to the pit.
Most things will increase it, some minor things will decrease it.
This is how a life is taken.
But you generally want to avoid it. Once it reaches 100, generally something bad will happen, sometimes something good will happen. And once it reaches 200, the character will get a heart attack and will probably die.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Entirely depends on the situation. Let's just keep going in a straight line.
A fortune
Terrible.
waiting to be spent.
So Reynold just stole that, so it's not getting added to my stuff. Because he's a kleptomaniac. Which instantly makes him one of the more annoying characters to have around. Alright. Our group has been reorganized in a pretty annoying way.
Is broken.
But as you'll notice, killing enemies actually decreases the stress again. A little bit. We need to get our Crusader back to the front. Pronto. Please no. Thank you. Good resist. Monster mash and a graveyard slash. Let's stun her. Stun is one of your greatest allies in this game. There we go, we're starting to get a semblance of a normal order again. Miss.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
A crit heal, very nice. And nice.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
As you just saw, using certain items on curios and treasures will increase the reward. Or at least prevent further misery from happening.
Darkness closes in,
Whoops.
haunting the hearts of men.
I am letting it get dark because that increases the loot. There's really no need to do that, but I like to be daring sometimes. Okay, there's a rune battle there, which we will fight. Okay, that was a terrible idea.
Watch your step.
I thought I would let her disarm it because she had the most stress, but she also had the lowest chance to succeed. So that was all around just a bad decision. Nice, that was a crit apparently. Okay. We're making steady progress, though we are taking a bit more damage than I would like. Owie. Hopefully by next turn, I'm not sure how long the classes that appear in the stagecoach are predetermined. But otherwise I hope we'll see some of the new, the mod classes in the next turn. That will be interesting to see. Fireworks? Pistol shot would have probably been better for that, but...
This expedition at least promises success.
There we go. That helped a little bit, very nice. In case you were wondering, I haven't got the Crimson Court stuff quite yet. I really want to try it, but it's a bit... I've had a quick look at what it entails, and it's a bit pricey for what's on offer. It's not to say it's not worth it, but just for me, it's a bit hard to justify for now. Stop stealing! Yeesh. Reynold, you greedy man.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
He sure likes the word tenebrous, doesn't he? I do too. What's in here? Nothing, I believe. Yeah, okay. We've completed the quest bit. We can still have a look at what's in here. Let's have Dismas eat a few things before we move on. We don't want him to die a horrible death. This will stress them out, so let's not even bother. Okay, Beast Hater is a good quality. Eagle Eye, Resolution, that's fine. It's not too bad. Not too bad.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Right, let's see what we have here. Nothing I was actually looking for.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Still, new people are new people.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike. The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
All right. Let's see if we can do another mission. I like the worry stone. Let's switch a few people out. Let's see, what do you have? Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's try it like this. I always take way more food than I need because, well... just, you never know. I like to be prepared for the worst.